Lunch with your fave is brought to you by KFC. Finger licking good. You look like a threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bed.
Yarona FM, live the music. They're called Soweto's Finest, featuring Blake's Njalo, beautiful gospel Zulu amapiano in your ear, which brings us to 1:21 exactly. We are joined in studio for Lunch with Your Faves by the one and only Mr. Maxwell Dichi.
What's up, brother?
Is this the first time we meet again?
It's the first time we meet. I've seen you dance.
Wow.
In the streets.
Wow.
I've seen you a long time, man. I've seen you way back dancing, and I was like, this kid has got something.
Wow. No, it's an honor.
Definitely the first time meeting, and it's a pleasure meeting you, bro.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through and finding time. Ne ke batla gore re rute Batswana sengwe ka the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the most misunderstood industry of them all currently. I think so. And I also think there's a lot of power there. I've seen play and I've seen film portray the strongest of messages. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When did you first ever decide that you are ready for film and for TV and that kind of thing?
How it started is I quit my job.
That's the first thing you do.
First thing is I quit my job.
Okay.
And what happens when you quit your job is you put yourself out there. You know, you try each and everything that you feel like you have the freedom to do. So one of the things I always thought I have is acting.
Okay.
So I felt that's natural. You know, when I'm watching people on TV, I felt this is not anything to, you know, to struggle about. And it just, you know, where you watch something and you always critique people like, why are they doing it wrong? So I thought, you know, if I can do that instead of just criticizing, let me jump in there and correct it. So started going for auditions. I remember the first audition actually was, you know, you remember Signed International?
Okay.
So I went for Signed International. I was in the top 10, season 2. Then it just spiraled. Within a year or two, I was in Movango, and then from Movango, now I'm on Generations. So just, I don't know if it's the right place, the right time.
Isn't that lightning speed? How do you go from 0 to 100 like that?
I don't know.
Do you think you're born with this gift?
I think it was destined to be. You know, I think it was destined. It had to happen. And like I say, acting wasn't the hardest thing for me. It's still not the hardest thing for me. And before acting, my degrees in multimedia, so I was coming from film. So I know what happens post-production, behind film. And also in college, I used to model. Used to go and be an extra with me and my college buddies. Would go and be extras in, you know, these soapies. I remember Bo Chiesa.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was once an extra there. And just looking, I'd be like, no, I want to be that guy.
Wow.
That guy in front, I got to be that guy. And yeah, it seemed like the flawless thing, man. So...
You just mentioned Movango, and following you online, we see Generations, The Legacy, 2 big productions that you've been a part of. How did South Africa discover you?
So with Movango, word of mouth came to Botswana to look for Botswana to join them. So we were the first two, me and Sharon Seno.
Okay.
Then once I was on Movango, I signed with an agency. And through my agency, that's how Generations found me. Generations didn't actually know what I came Botswana. And I auditioned, I sent a tape, so I auditioned from here and I sent the tape to Generations, and no call back. It's like, okay, next week come and shoot. I'm telling you, it's
but you're right. You have to be born for it to be at that level. I know skill and talent can take us a certain distance, but I believe there's something to do with destiny concerning that.
Something to do with destiny, But you are talking about faith, and when I started, I had that thing of like, this is all me. I'm the best at what I do. But I did get to learn that there's a God-given talent. Whatever talent that you possess is God-given, and you need to try and use it for the glory of God. And that was like the turnaround for me. Just understanding that, okay, I can do this seamlessly, but there must be a reason why it's easy for me. And I've seen people go to drama school and they still can't figure it out. It's still difficult for them. I'm self-taught. I bought my acting books. I did my own workshop. But I can still, make people feel some emotion, So that for me says, okay, that's something that God brought onto me. Yeah.
Okay?
Now we can do it right now. Why didn't we start with a prayer? Why is it that interviews on radio don't start with a prayer?
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
that's actually a great idea. Hey, I'll make sure before we finish lunch, you pray for me. I want to become I'm literally saying I want to get into the area of acting.
Yeah,
I think I can try. I've never tried it before.
The question would be why.
Okay. This is now you interviewing me.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Like I said earlier on, film is a powerful tool of communication.
Yeah.
Just like music is. We've seen the likes of Bob Marley change lives with his music. We've seen the likes of ATI inspire Botswana music.
Yeah.
And I feel like film is the same thing. There's some movies that I've watched to become the guy I am today. You just said you saw me dancing some years ago.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Stomp the Yard.
Yeah.
About two brothers.
Yeah, I know Stomp the Yard.
So those two brothers, we saw them, Nale, my brother. I have a brother also who's 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
We watched them, and in less than 3 days, we started dancing.
You saw yourself there.
We saw ourselves in them.
And that's what film does. Like, you protect people's life.
That's my reason for acting. I want to say something to Batu, the whole of Africa, mostly Africa, but obviously it'll spill. So I just want to communicate and say, guys, life inside and I feel like words alone, vlogging and stuff, they have their place.
Yeah.
But I feel like film has a bigger place.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's so many facets, like when it comes to filming. There's a guy who writes the story with the character in mind. That's one powerful guy. And there's the actor, there's the editor, there's music people, also musicians. The guys you talk about on Storm the Yard, they had to go for choreography. Somebody had to teach them, so you can still contribute that because for me, carrying a character it's a lot.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, and right now I'm at a point where I'm turning down some roles because I don't want to carry that. They don't speak my principles, and I don't want to impact people playing those roles. And because what you've seen, the guy might say, I don't want to dance anymore, but it's already impacted you. It's changed your life already. So even me as an actor now, these roles which I'm not taking because I know that they're going to impact people. The last time I was on Movango was, I think it's like 4 years ago. People are still calling me by the character name I was playing there.
Wow.
Some people don't even know that I'm on Generations. They still talk to me like I'm on Movango.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's continue to talk about the South African entertainment industry. Does it pay enough?
It pays well. It pays well, but what you need to understand about entertainment is not consistent. You could be big today, tomorrow you're not working.
Wow. That's actually true. I mean, many of the guys by TV, Ajax from Generations, Cypher.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him on TV recently, and I guess one gotta be ready.
Yeah. He's got a good career.
Hey.
He's professional. I think he's a doctor, actually.
Medical?
Yeah, you should check him out on LinkedIn.
Cypher the rapper is a medical doctor?
Well, not confirmed, but I know he's got a good career. I've seen him on LinkedIn with his family. He's not in entertainment anymore. And a lot of them, actors have like degrees, have masters. They're not just actors. Yeah, and that's the mistake people make. People see you as an entertainer and they think, no, he's just an artist because he couldn't go to school. I know actors who are lawyers by profession, because the reality of African careers that you need something to fall back on. You can't just be an artist.
Very true.
So as much as it pays well, you could be working today. So when it comes to acting, there's what they call actors, call actors.
Yes.
And there's full-time actors where they get paid a salary.
Continuously.
So, a call actor will get paid a day, and sometimes like $5,000 a day, But there's tax, there's your tax, which goes to, SARS, and there's your 15% with your commission, which goes to your agency. So 40% of your salary is already gone. You see, but what I'm trying to say is, in a day, that's a lot of money. But what happens to the other days that you're not working? What are you doing? And that's where we struggle. And I see a lot of artists, especially in Botswana, they just want to be artists. And they're like, I'm not going to go work at a bank, be a teller. No, but your family needs to eat. Yeah. So we need to know how to balance.
Now that we've spoken about SA, let's come back home and say, Mo Botswana. I was asking Botswana earlier on the show. You've seen the series, it's Mohae, Mo Botokolosi, you've seen Bo Moralela and the like. What would you say is your favorite series to ever come out of this country?
In our country, Colors. I've been on Colors.
Yes.
I had a feature on Colors. Although it was a collaboration with the South African production and Sam Ngwenya, but that was well produced. The actors did their best, so that's still one of my favorite to this day.
I love it. And then why would you say? And this is a question I asked as well. Why isn't there much going on our TV screens in terms of Friday? If I want to go home and know 7 p.m., just like if in South Africa, there's Gomorrah, there's Uzalo, there's all this stuff. Why wouldn't you say there isn't a lot of longevity in Zonedi series? Togolosi didn't last that long, and why don't things last and grow and improve such that we can take one up and say they've got Kings of Joburg, we've got XYZ?
It's a money game. It's a money game. It's like, I can ask you on radio, why aren't we working 24/7? Because, at night, who's listening? And why you want to keep somebody here at night and you're not paying them a salary? So I'm going to speak a few truths. First truth is we don't have a lot of numbers in bots. We have a population of 2 million. And 2 million, mind you, that also includes infants. It includes people who can't see. It includes old people. So when you talk about viewers and gaps, you're probably thinking 200,000 people.
Maximum.
Maximum. Population of gaps is about 350. So people viewing your show, maybe 100,000. How much would you spend for 100,000 viewers? You know what I mean? So if you're spending, in SA, a soap spends about 3 million pula a month. So that's 30 million in a year. So would it make business sense to spend 3 million pula a month for 100,000 viewers? Is there going to be good return on investments? You understand? So that's one of the things that kills us. So if we can get a good budget, obviously money creates longevity.
Yes.
That's longer people, longer jobs, people working for longer hours. Now, a soap, Tokolosi, instead of playing once a week, can now play every day. You see, which means now, as an actor, I can be paid a salary because I'm working Monday to Friday, 6 to 6, you see. So it comes down to budget and numbers and viewers. I don't have any other truth.
Yeah, I think it's hamaleti because I once asked a friend of mine, Kerkante, it would be nice if we had a bigger population because if today, let's say I want to start a university or a college, and then I say I want to go and do that Kohanzi.
Yeah.
It's very tricky. If I want to start a university the size of Ytv Botswana, so to add to the question, why don't we do that? Well, what I just said on an international platform, we've got YouTube. It's open. It's free.
Yeah,
and we can simply use mostly English and subtitles and beam it to other countries.
Yeah,
is that an opportunity?
The first thing we're gonna need is money.
Again, I get it.
Yeah, the first thing we're gonna need is money. But I'm also going something that I also want to highlight is. So when you talk about Tokolosi, which was on BTV, you must remember that BTV is not commercial station. So if now we were to ask her, okay, how much did Tokolosi make? We don't know because it wasn't there to make money. It was just playing. You understand? But if we're making a production, it needs to make revenue. That revenue could have bought another production. Or could have bought another season. So the other thing that now disturbs me actually in our country is every year we have a budget that goes out to buy content every year. But what's supposed to happen is we put 10 million this year. Next year, that 10 million has made 20 million. That 20 million should be making more productions. Not that next year we apply for new budget. What did that other budget do? You understand? So if the station is commercial, what it will do is it will make revenue, and that revenue will buy more content. But what we're doing now, it's like we're buying food. So I'm buying you a drink. You just drink it. Next week, I'll buy you another one. That drink didn't do anything.
Hand to mouth.
You understand? Yeah. So I don't like to dive much into BTV because I understand it's not a commercial station. When we have a commercial station, we can talk about how did that make money and why is the production not growing. BTV, the mandate is different.
I get it.
So what we need to do, in my, small wisdom, is we need to target external investors, people that are coming in to make money. That comes as an investment, and that investment will use it to gain revenue or profit. And then we can say, look, I made this production, let's say you're the investor, you gave me 2 million, I'll make you back your 3 million. Yeah, that's where we should be going. And how do I make the 3 million? I can publish it to anybody, internationally, South Africa. I'm on Generations. Generations only has about 6 million viewers. And that's 6 million TV stations. TV sets, which means each TV set could be watched by 5 people, 10 people. So in reality, we have about 20 million viewers just watching Generations.
Sure.
Viewers.
You mentioned a concept which brings me here. Right now, Tatuna has launched what he calls the Mindset Change campaign. You just mentioned something which I feel like young Botswana can apply on a personal level. And it's something I speak about all the time on TikTok, all the time on Facebook. Because at the end of the day, if we're talking about film productions, if we're talking about TV, if we're talking about any kind of entrepreneurial endeavor, the ingredients in there are people. And if our people learn how to govern themselves like champions, I'm sure that will play a part in bringing the much needed change in our entertainment industry. So I want you to just advise very quickly a young Botswana, maybe they're into another business where it will apply, but even if they're into the entertainment industry, how are we supposed to spend our money? If you pay me today for a project and I get 10,000 pula, we feel like 10,000 is too little. Let me just go and chow it, squander it. Weekend be like so let me go and go wild with it. What are we doing wrong spending our money as young people?
I don't want to correct anybody, but I saw something yesterday, and this guy spoke something that now said with me is the biggest investment you can make is in you. So he says when he was younger, he used to work hard on the job until he realized that you actually have to work hard on you. Because once you work hard on you, you become more valuable. And once you're valuable, the job that you're working at now has to pay you more. You understand? So the problem is we want quick fixes. We get money. We want to develop a business. And hopefully the business will get more customers. But the business is not going to grow because the person leading it is not growing. So they can't raise it. You know what I mean? So, but if you have developed yourself, whatever you touch is going to grow.
Wow.
You understand? So
wow.
I've seen now where I am because of what I built. Even you, I believe, is the same thing. Because of what I built, whatever that I do, I know it has to succeed because my name is on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, people are going to say Maxwell Dichi did it. So it has to be great. For it to be great, I have to be great. I have to develop myself. And the challenge of being a creative person is every time people expect the next big thing from you. They can't expect like the worst thing after the last thing you did. You know what I mean? So for me to play it safe is to make sure every time I'm ready. I'm armed. I've developed myself, whether through school, whether through courses. I'm ready. Because I might be doing a project now, the next one is going to be bigger. So for it to succeed, I need to be ready. I need to be developed. So the biggest investment you can do is on you.
Do you go to the gym?
Yeah.
What impact does that make in the life of an on-screen person? Well,
for me, it's mainly about health. It's not about looks.
Yeah.
When I went on Movango, I felt I was typecast based on my looks.
Yeah.
I was playing the hunk, the good-looking lawyer.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that because I felt like I'm more talented than just the way I look.
Wow.
So from there, now on Generations, I play a sangoma, a therapist.
Okay.
He's lean. He's got an afro.
What's his name?
Dr. Langa.
Dr. Langa.
Yeah, like he's a weirdo, And I'm happier with that because people are now seeing talent. A lot of good-looking guys you see on TV can't act.
But you don't look like a sangoma.
No, that's the thing. That's the whole thing about acting. It's not me. I have to portray a character. You understand? If I can step out of myself and step into a different character, that's acting. If we take you and you play you on TV, you're just being yourself on TV. You're not acting.
Wow.
You understand?
Believe it or not, about 2 weeks ago, I was on that seat that you're on. I was being interviewed by Nina Bands. And towards the end of the interview, she took me from the realm of dancing to the realm of radio, and I do a little bit of music.
Yeah.
What are your 3 things that you would tell young creatives like yourself? Number 1, you have to love what you do, and number 2, no excuses. The third that I would add is practice is paramount.
Yeah.
So for a young, let's say a 17-year-old Maxwell who's somewhere in a combi right now, and he wants to become someone similar to you in that space, what are the 3 pillars that you can give him and say, if you practice these principles, you will get somewhere?
I think the first thing is always discipline. Discipline. If you're going to do something, respect it. Respect the times, respect the craft, read on it, and the next thing is go all out. If you do something, do your best. I don't have a lot of principles, but for me, it's like when I pick something, I focus on it. Like I tell you, with acting, it's just acting. But I read books. I ordered books from the States. I did workshops. I went on Movango at the age of 33.
Whoa.
And I've got a family. I had a kid at the time.
Sir.
I needed something that pays money, but I had to look at my wife and be like, I'm going to do acting. It's like, are you crazy? You understand? But once I go in, focus, do it at your best. So you could be a lawyer, because we pick a lot of things and we try, like, and when you try, the results are also like they come out lukewarm. So if you do your best, at least if you fail hard. You're not gonna fail a little.
Wow.
So if I don't get it, I know I don't get it. But it's not because, I wasn't going all out. And discipline is also key. I've seen people with great opportunities and throwing them away. You've seen entertainers coming to the job drunk. You've seen people thinking entertainment is about women and alcohol. You understand? But this is a business. We're here to make money. It's a career. There's people watching you. There's lives you're inspiring. So you have to take it serious. And if you take yourself seriously, people will take you seriously.
When are you going to invite us to your workshops? I was here with Latimi, and I looked at his career and said, Latimi, you are a legend in this building.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Whatever you do, you had better host some sort of workshop or classes, master classes. It's a music, it's a DJing, because the next generation is waiting to come up. So when around when can we get our hands on some books, some workshops? I like workshops and master classes. I would personally want to attend something from you.
I hope I'll put something together.
We've got a gift for you.
Really?
Before we get into the gift, what's your favorite chicken piece?
This is KFC, right?
Of course.
KFC's got vegetarian, right?
Yeah. There's a couple.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna struggle with this, but yeah, I'm actually vegetarian, so
okay.
Yeah, any vegetarian meal at KFC goes for me, bro.
Why did you stop eating meat?
Because I was having a lot of it.
That's the only reason?
I was having a lot of it, so I started having like blood aftertaste. Look, I don't want to say anything against the sponsor. I'm vegetarian.
Okay.
Chicken is great. Eat it. I eat fish. And anything with avo, vegetables.
Oh, I love avo. Hey.
Yes, that's me.
Is your whole family vegetarian?
No, my wife quit. She tried, but
yeah, okay, then I'm sure you have a gift for her as you make your way home.
Yeah, exactly. Honey, chicken is coming home.
This is called the All-Star Box Meal, the balling All-Star Box Meal.
Yeah, I've seen the ads.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're balling, bro.
It's got small chips, it's got 2 wings and a piece of chicken and a crunch burger, as well as a soft drink on the side there.
You say chips, ne?
Of course.
Chips are mine.
No, then share, yeah.
Thanks a lot, bro. This is amazing.
Yes, and then any last words in terms of just back to that whole mindset change thing. I care a lot about young people, and the young people that I've known and seen and witnessed, they could really, really use words of wisdom. What are your parting words of wisdom to a young Motswana of any kind?
You and I were going to share something spiritual, right?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, so this is my favorite verse, is Joshua 1, verse 9.
Yes, sir.
I want to pop it out so that I don't miss anything. But while I'm there, because one thing I want to say about entertainment is, I think young people have misread like fame, entertainment, popularity.
Yes.
And a lot of them want to be popular for the wrong reasons.
Yes, sir.
But I think it's important as Bana ba Botswana, let me say.
Yes, sir.
It's important to stay rooted in who you are.
Yes, sir.
You shouldn't do anything that makes you lose yourself, lose your
morals,
and make you act out of principle. Mm-hmm. So always remember who you are, where you come from. This is the most important thing for me, which makes it. This is why it's more important for me to always come home.
Yes, sir.
Because it always reminds me of who I am, where I started.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter how much money you're gonna make. Remember where you started. Remember who you are, and you're gonna meet a lot of people that show you other things, that seem appealing to you. You're going to make people that are not of your religion, not of your color, different beliefs, but whatever you do, stand your ground, because that's what makes you unique. And I think our nation is getting lost in a lot of ways. We're coming to a generation where people are confused with their sex. They don't know whether they're male or female. People are confused with ethnicity.
Okay.
People are confused with culture. They don't know what KFC Botswana, but what does it mean to me?
Yes, sir.
And that is the more you lose that, each time you forget something, like you lose yourself.
Okay.
And it becomes harder to come back to yourself. And that's for me, it's important as an actor, because every time I step into one character, I always need to remember who's the real Maxwell. So always know who's the real you, because that will always be a starting point for you. So my favorite verse, Joshua 1:9.
Yes.
Everything in the Bible is a command.
Yes.
But if God has to remind you of a command, then that something is heavy. So
of course,
whenever you're feeling depressed, okay, you need to pull this one up. Okay, this one is for you. All right.
Yes.
Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Carmelites.
Man, this is my favorite one, bro. I don't want to start preaching, but this is my favorite one. Like, every time, whether before I get into sad, every time it feels heavy, I remember that I've been commanded to be strong
and bold
and courageous. Being commanded means you don't have a choice.
You have to.
I have to be strong. I have to be courageous at whatever I have to do. And God is with me wherever I go, whether in a dark place, whether in a good place, whether I'm in the dungeon, whether I'm in the church, He's with me, even when I feel alone. And another thing killing our young people is you don't know how to be alone. They say an idle mind is a sinful mind.
Yes.
So a lot of us we can't be alone when we're alone. We feel we need to be with somebody. Our generation has been oversold with relationships. They feel they can't be single. They're always falling for the wrong people. They feel they can't be without friends. They're always picking the wrong friends. And this is something that was key for me, because I'm always traveling. I'm in the hotel alone most of the time. So I had to learn to stay put, be still, be in there, pick something that's going to develop you. Don't watch anything explicit. Don't get entangled with the wrong people. Be alone and know how to use that time wisely. So loneliness is the death of a lot of people, because they end up in places they didn't expect they'll be. Man, I'm preaching. Is this radio?
Yes. Sunday there's a gospel show that you should come through. There we can go in detail.
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready.
So I guess we'll speak about it off air.
Yeah. So are we still on time?
No, go ahead. Go. I think we're like 2-3 minutes. Yeah.
So I think if people have known me for a while now, they would know that now a lot of my work has been shifted to faith-based.
Yes.
So just to talk about where my career is going, I've started a group now called Tsoho.
Okay.
It's a Christian creative group where Christians now come together to create content, dancers, actors, musicians. We just did a play on Easter called Tsoho. We're doing another play in Christmas. It's called Kreste. It's about the birth of Christ. And that's really where my focus is now. Every work that you will see me doing or wherever I'm getting involved now is things that are going to impact people, whether in faith or in a positive way. That's where I am.
I want to especially thank you for reminding young people it's possible to live morally upright. We emphasize a bit too much on how difficult, no one is perfect, no one's perfect. Sure, no one is perfect, but if you do your best, I believe God will meet you halfway and you will definitely make a change in another person's life.
Yeah. No, it's not about being perfect. It's about being the best version of you.
I like it.
It's not
I like
about
that.
being perfect. You're not going to get it right.
Wow.
But do your best to be the best version of you. You know, I've got kids. I want my kids to see the best version of me.
To have dad as a role model.
As a role model, but
lives.
to also see me in my best position. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't want them to see me at my lowest.
I see.
I want them to experience my loved ones. I want them to see me at my best.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like an athlete. You know, you have to be seen at your best. So you must always try to do your best.
I like it. Mr. Dichi,
Amen.
this is powerful.
Thank you, bro.
I'm grateful, more than words can say. And I can't wait for you to come to the Sunday show, but we'll talk about that off air.
Yes, no problem.
What's in your music playlist right now? Anything urban, anything funky?
So so now I've cut off secular music.
Okay.
But we can do Donda, Kanye, Donda. I don't know if the radio has Maverick City. You got some Kirk Franklin. Yes, put that on. Hey, my favorite local song, Tsapole Sole. Nkabukele Kai. You got that jam?
I don't have it right now, but...
Bro, that's my morning jam.
No, Kasande for sure.
Kasande.
We will chop it up nice.
No problem.
There's a song I want to introduce you to. It's by a local gospel artist. I'm sure you'll love it. It's called Uskan Conclude.
Okay, there's God in there.
His name is Ezra Neethings. Yeah, it counts as a gospel song, but
What's his name?
Ezra Neethings.
Oh, that dude, yes.
Yeah, the Danko guy.
Oh, I like this guy. Yeah, we've got something happening with this guy, actually. So it's always going to be, what is it? It's a gospel city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing it right now. I want you to just vibe with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's 1:57, Yarona FM, Live the Music. Here is Ezra Neethings, Uskan Concluder, as we conclude Lunch with Your Faves.
You look like a threat.
I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bed. Yeah.
Lunch with Your Fave is brought to you by KFC. Finger licking good.